All right, but man, it's good to have you back on the podcast. To be honest,
Yeah.
because we really wanted like guests on our pod, just to
Mm,
have conversations because we talk about a whole bunch of things, not just like Premier League analysis. Obviously, like
yeah.
offline, like before we came live, we're talking about the different things that happened this week with Manchester
Yeah.
United, Chelsea, Liverpool, all the whole crisis that has been happening. Right? It's been
Yeah.
really, really, really crazy. But let's just round up that conversation. I really want to get like, especially like Andy's reaction on like
Yeah.
the Aston Villa Chelsea game. Like, how did you feel about what happened? Because it just felt like you guys were playing, but there was just no end result. It took
It's
so
the
long.
same Kingsley. Like I keep, it's the same complaint I have each week. You scream
Mm,
at your TV. You are mad at the coach. The players basically are like head of chickens just running around. They lack organization. Yeah, they
crazy.
lack organize. If they are more organized, those two goals by Aston Villa shouldn't have even come in the
Yeah.
Mm,
first place, right? There's nobody tracking somebody McGinn in the box. You can go on. The keeper is average. You have a
mm,
striker that you need to give him 20 chances to score one goal. Like, if Kopama is not there, it's like there's no key to
mhm.
start the car.
Kobama almost scored though. Kobama
Yes, he
actually
had a
almost
one on
scored.
one that he
That's
missed,
good.
but yeah. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, right, they tried to come back. We should also
Mm,
praise them for that, right?
Yeah.
The second half was kind of different, but VAR, yeah. Anyways, foul is a foul, not at the back. We can't complain.
true.
But their shell is being by their shell. So if you want
Yeah.
to nudge somebody at the back, do it. Be
With
intelligent
sense.
about it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. If Thiago Silva was to nudge him, that would be different. They can't catch him.
Mm,
mhm.
Just slight nudge, right?
yeah.
This one
Just to create some
he pushed
space.
him as if it was in a wrestling match. I'm like,
Yeah, that guy could have could have fallen
Yeah.
over. He
Diego
was
Carlos was even surprised when they nudged
when
him.
they nudged
And
him
he's a
all like,
heavy guy.
yeah, it's
Diego Carlos
big.
is a
That was
heavy
why he
guy,
didn't
right?
fly. It's
Like
because
he
he
was
Mm,
just confused. Like, did they just nudge me?
that's crazy.
So
God,
yeah,
I actually,
just
but
crazy.
honestly, one thing I just want to say: did you see how Leon Bailey was cooking Cucurella? Like,
Bro.
I was pitying for him.
man, he
Uh,
was killing that guy. He
ah,
was cooking. It was insane. It was insane. But it's all good, man. But yeah, speaking about the Manchester United game, what do you
Hmm.
feel, man?
Rather, me, it's a very interesting scenario as a Manchester United fan these days. I'll be honest. Like,
Mm,
obviously, when you look back, you say, how many years ago now? It's almost over 10 years ago. We used to be like serious guys. Like, you hear Man U, you're
yeah,
scared. The
yeah,
truth is,
valid.
and now anybody comes to Man U and is like, we have a shot. We
Yeah,
played Burnley today. They are playing. This is a team that are fighting for relegation. They are 19, and they are coming in confidence. They have more possession than us in Old Trafford. The week before,
that's bad. That's
you saw
bad.
what Sheffield was doing to us. Sheffield, who is last on the league table, comes to Man United, and we are now trying to depend on Bruno to go. Like, the point is, Man United has lost what it is, and we have to
Yeah,
accept
yeah,
it. Whether
yeah,
it is Hag's fault or whether it's the players' fault, it's kind of like
yeah.
hard to him. I'll say it's a combination of both. The players are not Man United standard. I think I can count on like three, four players who are
a lot
still
of them.
see.
A
The
lot.
rest of them
Yeah.
Yeah,
ship them out.
yeah,
Ship them out. So today's game was another typical first half. So much possession, no creativity. Like, I don't know. Bruno, obviously, we all know Bruno can create chances. You take the risk, right? But
Yeah.
like, if you have Anthony on your right, and I don't like Garnacho's finishing has never been like up to par. Sometimes, like he
yeah. It's a
scores,
little erratic. Mm,
but he's a bit like still not there in his finishing. And then Hoyland is like he needs the service. So
Yeah. He
Anthony
doesn't
is
get
not
it. Yeah.
on the same page as everybody. Garnacho is kind of playing selfish ball. Hoyland is not getting service. There's no goals coming. That's why McTominay is our third top scorer. Scott McCon. Like, do you understand what
It's
is
bad.
what the
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
is? Like,
Yeah.
so I think so when I watch these games
And
now, it's very weird.
one thing I imagine is like Man you playing without Bruno. How would that be?
I know, because it's like the one
Hard.
creating,
And
right?
he's been available. That's the lucky thing
That's
you
the
had.
thing.
Like
He's
Yeah,
he's always
actually, has
been
he been on
around.
injury this season? He has
bro, this
actually
guy
not
doesn't
been,
get
right?
injured. Since he came to Man U, I think he's only been
Maybe
I
once or
saw his start
twice,
there
to be
less
honest.
than definitely less than 5 games since he came like almost 4 years ago now. Like,
That's
so it's like
interesting.
his level of consistency is crazy. He's always
Yeah.
fit. He's always available. He doesn't take like rest
Yeah.
days and stuff. So I think that's all why they all give him the captain, because it's like, nah, this guy he's obviously one of the best players.
He's always
Yeah,
available.
he's working
Yeah.
Always
really
available.
hard. Yeah,
But
that's
whether
valid.
he's a United captain material is a different question, because I feel like we need a different. I feel like his voice is helpful because obviously he wants people to do stuff. But I feel like
Yeah.
Maguire is just inconsistent, but he's a leader because sometimes you just take charge. Like literally, this
Yeah. Take charge of the situation, go forward, try to make something
exactly,
happen.
like that sometimes that's what a leader is, and that's what most captains are like.
Will you
Central
prefer
back.
Maguire as the captain over Bruno?
The only problem with Maguire is obviously he's inconsistent. That's the truth. Like
As a
Maguire
defender.
is
If not, he could have been best.
Yeah,
I think
mistake.
it would have been better because it's like there's a reason why centre backs are mostly captains for like in general, most teams like your team Van Dijk. It's
Yeah.
very low because they see it from a bigger picture from the back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you are going to defend, but you guys go do your attack. We'll take care of defense, which is the most important thing. You can shout at anybody. But Bruno, obviously now he's shown that he's a great. He ran back the Liverpool game. He was playing centre back.
Defending.
Yeah, that was insane.
So anyway, so the hope is he can definitely do it, but I feel like we need someone a bit more Man United material, like the Cantonas of our days. Like you don't have that.
But don't you think, like, to find those type of legendary players, you have to, like, it has to take time. It's almost like as if they either will get made in the club, or you have to bring a star to come and make a difference, almost like that. Because one thing I feel like, especially Kobe Mainoo actually is a talented young star. And he's somebody that, obviously if he becomes older, he's still at the club, stays at the club long, like how them Gary Neville came from academy, stayed at the club for a long time. He's somebody that could end up being a United legend. You get what I'm saying? So I think all this process, like United is just going through like a very long transition.
I won't lie, it's funny because the Bruno thing is like, yeah, he can definitely become captain if we are winning. If Man U was fighting for praise every year, the whole conversation about Bruno is a whole different thing. It's just because of where we sit versus if you're comparing to Odegaard. Odegaard is leading the league versus Man U sits 7th. But so I think that's the same thing. But to your point on like Cape Mooney and stuff, like I think we are going through a long transition. But let's look back. Arsenal technically went through a long transition. They haven't won the title since they're Invincible, right? Now the last 3 years. That's a long time.
And they might not even win the title this year.
They won't win it again this year. Let's be honest.
I know.
So it's like
it's true. They're waiting on United to drop points. If United doesn't drop points, they don't win.
United, and then we will say yes. This is where you lose your title in front of Old Trafford. If you go back to Liverpool transition again, before Klopp came in, you guys hadn't won the Premier League. The Premier League
20 years, I think, plus.
That never won the Premier League as it was. You won the one before it was called Premier League. So anyway,
30 years.
Exactly. So the point is that the transition period, everybody has gone through it, just of Liverpool and Arsenal. Chelsea is just going through because of Abramovich just left them at a bad time, and that's what's caused this whole makeover. United is going through it. We'll see what the new ownership has in store coming next season. I think I'm hopeful, but people have argued, do I want Ten Hag to like lead the line? I will give him one more year, respectfully.
No, absolutely not.
But why? Wait, why?
The thing that annoys me about Ten Hag, and I tell this still, I said 70-something minutes, 80-something minutes. It feels like you have the game in your hand. You suddenly take out Garnacho and you bring in somebody that he's not going to make an impact. Garnacho at those times is always the person the team is afraid of. The other team is afraid of. Why are you taking him off, right? And it takes just one counter attack. Bruno, Garnacho. Garnacho will do something. He will try his best. But Ten Hag, I don't think it's good enough.
I think I'll definitely agree. His game management is poor because even the game, the FA Cup semi-final, the reason why they came back is what you said.
That was disgraceful, in fact.
Garnacho. He took out Garnacho about what happened the week before because Garnacho was stopped on halftime. Then he went to on Twitter saying that Ten Hag was wrong. So basically, it was immaturity. He was trying to say, no, let you know, this is my team kind of thing. So it was a bad thing.
And it's quite unnecessary.
And that's another thing, fighting with everyone.
It's still why are you doing that? It's very unnecessary.
Man United players are funny in a very interesting position because they come into Man U when everybody has realized that, okay, these guys could be something. Like Anthony came to Man U because everybody's like, he's killing it in Ajax, bring him to Man U. Sancho was doing the same. Højlund in some capacity. It's like the point is like these players come to Man U and expect big things. They expect to be the main guy. They expect everything to go their way. So the moment they start not performing, obviously the coach starts taking them out. They want to react to it, and some people actually say it's a Ronaldo syndrome. After Ronaldo left, we've had like all these things come because you know how Ronaldo after Ronaldo's thing that happened with Ten Hag, it was game over. Everything just went apart. So I think, long story short, yes, the players are not playing for Ten Hag for sure. Only a few are. Bruno is, Mainu is. Some days Højlund is.
Bruno and Maguire. Funny.
Maguire is also doing his thing. But we have and the squad.
Maguire has improved though. Maguire has actually improved. You know, like he actually played very well.
Yeah. Because basically what happened was the same thing that happened to Sancho and Martial. He took them out to the team, and most of them like, all right, forget this manager. He's not serious. Let's do our own thing. Right. But Maguire said, okay, you're taking captain away from me. Cool. I'll show you that I'm still ready to fight. Because I thought you were selling him that transfer rate. I thought he was gone.
Yeah. I think it was rumored to go to like West Ham or something like that.
Yeah. Was almost that I think it was a done deal. He said no. Because he said he wanted to stay and fight. So you have to respect players like that, man.
Yeah.
One more question I must ask you. What do you think of Mason Mount?
It's funny because I said it before he even kicked the ball for Man United. At the time coming into this season, especially after the season we had before, finishing third, winning Carabao, making Champions League, everybody said we overperformed based on expectations. But what we are missing was a finisher, someone to come in and execute for all the chances we're creating. What I would have done at the time was spend money on Kane. And whether he will come or not is up to him. But I would have spent spend all that money on Kane, get him into Manchester United. Who knows where we'll be this season? But the moment he spent that money on Mount, right, for no reason, because truth be told, what was he going to do? Bruno was always going to be number 1 in the 10. He's not really an 8, more of a 10. So you can't really play with Bruno. You already had, at the time, Casemiro was, playing better than he is now. You had Casemiro. We had Fred. So because he sold Fred because of Mount. And if you look back at that's
Fred was good. Yeah, Fred was actually good.
I prefer Fred.
Fred was actually good.
Than Mount.
Yeah.
So
and Fred was scoring too. He scored goals too last season.
Bro, Fred was being like, it was funny because Fred got bad reputation during Solskjaer's time because it was Fred and McTominay, McFred. But after he got Casemiro and Bruno in front, Fred was free, like he can do whatever. That's why he was scoring more goals. So the point being, like, the Mount transaction was bad. It was not needed. We didn't need that thing. We wasted money on it. That took us. We couldn't spend money on what we really needed, which was the finisher. So that Mount transaction was not needed.
I think Mount was bought for the commercial side. He's a poster boy.
Yeah, I'm English boy.
That's why.
What do you mean by poster boy?
Number 7. That's what they bought him for. They gave him the number 7.
I think the 7 he has kind of like asked for it as a
to sell shirts. So there was that hype of Mount is coming. What is he going to do? Give him the number 7, right? Yeah. Sell shirts, commercial side.
Yeah,
it's just a scam. Mount is a scam. So yeah.
I mean, okay. The question is Mount or Havertz? Who will you take in your team?
Havertz.
Honestly,
100%.
Havertz. I'm not gonna lie. Havertz actually
100%.
He's doing well. He's been doing well. He's a good. He can play as a false 9. He can play.
The thing with Havertz is Havertz doesn't go on injury. That's one. Right? You can use him as a top 9, which we can argue he's better this season as a top 9.
Yeah,
right. He can play every position in front. Left, mid, as a 10, and right. So he's much better. He holds the ball better. He has better passing range. So what are you talking about? He can score. And now Arteta has gotten the best out of him.
Oh yeah,
sure. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
when to score Chelsea was the perfect.
Oh, yeah, he has scored hat-trick. I was you see, that game was very funny because if you see me, if you had a camera on me, you think I was an Arsenal fan.
Are you serious?
I'm rejoicing. Yes, when Arsenal scores, I'm rejoicing. Like Havertz scored his hat-trick. Let it be complete.
So you're not pleased that Havertz was celebrating. You're not pleased that Havertz was celebrating when he was scoring.
I was pissed off at the first one. That guy, why would he celebrate? But when he scored the second, I'm like, oh, bro. Yeah. You need to score a hat-trick to make it.
But after everything Chelsea fans had said to him, right? It was like
But
just
he
the
didn't.
fans.
He didn't perform.
Yeah,
He did not
he didn't
perform.
perform, but he was like, you guys is hero now. He scored the
Yeah,
winning Champions League goal, but
Yeah,
brother.
then after
He was on that horse for like 3 years.
bro.
Scored champions.
Honestly,
So he
that is his
won.
legacy. That one Champions League goal is his legacy forever. Honestly.
good. Well, yeah,
Mm.
cool. Man, it's good to have you on the podcast. But obviously you want to see how good you are. You've been a United fan for like 10 years or so, or probably more. So we literally just brought you on the pod to test your loyalty to your club, see how much you know about your club. Just throw some questions at you. Just throw some questions at you, tell you like how much points you've gotten.
Mm.
Usually like the idea is that a loyal fan will get like, especially a fan that has been supporting the team for as long as you have. That's basically why
Yeah.
we even brought you. Been a United fan for a long time. Yeah, you should be getting
At least
like
100 points.
at least
100
100 points or something. With the
Okay,
questions I'll ask
okay.
you.
What kind of questions are we saying? Are we saying like, is this like just general Man United full stop, or is it like
Yeah,
anything?
we're saying everything. Like the way we are
Mm.
breaking it down is like first we have like a first half where we just ask you some basic fan
Okay.
question. Like as a new fan, you should know like these basic questions. So after that first round or first
Yeah.
half, we take you to the next half, of our questions where we let you choose the category you want to choose
Mm.
between like players, historical facts, coaches. Just ask you different questions based on that category, and then we take you to the extra time round where we ask you like a little difficult questions where we know like, guy, if you know the answer to these questions, like you're a
Yeah,
real
serious.
one. Like, your blood is red.
I ain't lie. I feel like years ago, probably I'll go. Anyway, I've been a fan since 2008 or no 7. So since Ronaldo joined,
Yeah, that's more than 10 years, man. That's more
yeah,
than 10
it's a
years.
long time. Maybe I should have said that. I should have said that
Long
after the
time.
quiz.
No, true. But yeah, but at
Anyway.
the end of the day, like the questions is just for us to like have conversation. Actually, it's for us to have conversations. Have fun. Just see how loyal of a Man U fan you are. So
Shit,
I mean,
we'll
let
see.
us know when you're ready, and then we'll go.
I think I'm ready. I mean, look, we'll give it a shot, see how it goes, and yeah, let's do it.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's get into the first round. Really easy question. What are Man U fans commonly known as? Like, if you say you're a Man U, what are you commonly known as?
As a fan or as a player, because I think the answer should be the same, which is a Red Devil. But
Yeah, I mean that's easy, right? Them.
I just,
The
I'm trying to think
questions are easy.
trick here. Are you trying to pull my leg?
No, that's an easy question. I wasn't even expecting you to think that's an easy. Obviously, Red Devils. So okay, what ground do you guys play at? What's the name of your home stadium?
Old Trafford. Old Trafford. Yeah, my Busby way. That stadium needs
Well, wait, you've gone to Old Trafford before, right? Like you
yeah,
to last time.
Yeah. Last
How was
November.
that experience like for you at Old Trafford?
Bro, it was FT Surrey. I can't lie. So I've been talking about this with my dad actually since I was in junior high school. That if I get certain grades in school, he'll take me. I never got the grades. I came here, I never got the grades. So I'm working now, doing a little bit good for myself. So yeah, we went November 15th, I believe is the date. Yes, Man United versus Luton, Old Trafford. I'll tell you, like, it's funny. Obviously, you're not in the UK, so we don't get to experience the day to day. But when you say the fans are loyal, it's crazy. Like just walking into the stadium, you can hear chants going in already.
The noise,
the songs. And I was lucky because I sat right next to the Stretford end, so where the players were actually coming in. And the Stretford end, I have like a standing section. I'm telling you, from minutes 1 to 90, they were just singing different songs. I was even laughing. I was learning some songs on the go. We are like champions. You never bro. It was just fun. So honestly, it was a surreal experience. We won the game as well, so that was good. It was a bad football game, but we won. That's at least I didn't go and watch.
I mean, that's what matters.
Yeah, so it was a fun experience. I don't see the stadium needs a bit more fixing. There's leaking in some areas, but that's a different issue. But yeah,
that's what management. That's what Manchester United management. Okay, sure. Next question. Mention 2 Manchester United midfielders, past or present.
Okay. We'll do Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick. I don't want to do the current players. There's nobody who's worth
There's
my
nobody
time.
okay. Okay. This one is a multiple choice question. We give you three options. Which of the following coaches, which of the following people coached Manchester United? And I'll tell you those different people. Kenny Dalglish.
Mm.
Okay. Matt Busby
Mm.
and Sir Alex Garrison.
Good one. I'll go with Matt Busby.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, let's get to the next
Mentioning
question.
You're
You said
mentioning
what?
up Dalglish, Liverpool coach. Nah. He can't come this way, man.
Manchester United have won the Barclays Premier League how many times?
The Premier
Right,
League
I'm
or
going to give you the Barclays Premier League how many
Barclays Premier
times? I'm going to give you the options. Let's give you the options. 13,
Mm.
20, 19.
If you're seeing a Barclays Premier League, that has to be 13.
Okay. You're legit.
Hey.
Though. No
You don't
cap.
know
You're
me.
legit. Like you're not basic level at all.
You just slide through.
Yeah.
You're flying
Small,
all
you
the
gotta
questions.
get that. Yeah.
Nah, that's lit. Okay. Next one.
I only know that. I'll just say I only know the answer because I know Liverpool have only won one, and they only won one recently. So, because I always used to tease that Liverpool has never won the Premier League before. So,
Oh my god.
I can't argue. Valid. I can't argue. Valid. Okay. Next question. Manchester United's home ground is the biggest home ground in England. True or false?
for terms of opposing teams,
Is the biggest in England. True or false?
taking away Wembley, which is technically nobody's home ground, then yes, it is the biggest. Correct.
In terms of home ground, compared to other people's home ground, is the biggest.
Correct. Yes.
But
Yes.
in general, like, what is the biggest in England?
It should be Wembley, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that's valid. You already said the answer, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that. So the class of words produced some of the Manchester United's greatest players. I'm going to give you the years. The class of 1994, the class of 1992, the class of 1990.
See, this is a tricky one, I can't lie, because the Busby boys, I think, is what they are even called. They kind of like had like a tenure for obviously so much that we even won the 99 Champions League. But it's like when they first became, what is the class? Oof. This is a first tricky one I'll face. I'll probably say 92 because it sounds something I think I remember more so than 90 or 94, but let's see.
Yeah, that's correct. 92.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
guy.
Wow.
Nah, that's legit, bro. No. You're legit.
Yeah.
You passed the basic fan level, man. And did you get all the points? What points is he on right now?
35.
35. Okay.
Wow,
okay.
That's legit, man. I mean, you still have.
I mean, as you said, it's just one half. As you've seen in Manchester United games, we sleep after the first half. So as a fan, I cannot.
Okay, before we get into like the next round, let me know your top 5 like best Manchester United players of all time to you, like your top players as a fan. Yeah.
For sure. Obviously, I can only speak from like kind of players I saw play live, right? Obviously, there are players like the best that's obviously has been said to be one of the greatest ever, but I was too young to see him live. Yeah. So if I'm looking at those live, or at least those who I saw a bit of highlights here and there, I think he will always be number one for me, not for only what he did in United, but what he's done obviously outside, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo. I think obviously I won't even argue he's the best player ever to work there, but for me, it's a big reason I'm actually a Manchester United fan. He winning that 2008 Ballon d'Or, winning that Champions League against Chelsea, big thing. So he's number one for me. Number 2, and someone will debate this, but I think for him to be our top scorer ever, is Wayne Rooney, who I was lucky to even bump into one day in Salt Lake City. So Wayne Rooney. definitely number 2 for me. Then I will go into someone who I didn't see play much, but I've seen enough, highlight reels to say he's definitely up there, which is Cantona. I think Cantona's aura, his personality, definitely something that like has defined Man U in terms of what to be a Man United player is. So I think for him to be in this list is crazy. Number 4, it becomes interesting because there are definitely a lot of like legends I can go to here. I'll go for Paul Scholes because Scholes is an example of a player that we've literally not had since he's gone.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Like, was what we are missing these days. Like, you can say some players have tried to replicate him, like Paul Pogba and the whatever's, but for consistently how he's the one. So I'll definitely put Paul Scholes there. And the last one I would say, which I'm trying to think of a sleeper pick, which maybe some people may not really go for. Let me think. If I'm going for a sleeper pick, okay, I guess maybe not so much of a sleeper, but Nemanja Vidic is, in my opinion, one of the center backs to ever play this earth. And I'm sorry to Liverpool fans.
I'm surprised you will not go for like you didn't mention David Beckham.
I said Beckham. I said like it definitely could have gone. Yeah, I could have gone Ferdinand, but the reason I go for Vidic as well is because I think it's more so because of kind of like the conversations that have been happening more recently that people are saying Van Dijk is better than Vidic. Respectfully, Van Dijk doesn't touch Vidic. Respectfully, and I think his name just needs the more respect because what Vidic could do for
Vidic was
clear, levels clear. So definitely, I mean, the problem is you might have too many good players. I said Beckham, Ferdinand. Can you talk about Giggs? That's the only players you can call. But I think the players that impacted me directly and obviously are very good players in my opinion.
Legit. All right, we're in the next half of the question.
I'm already nervous.
And with this yeah. I mean, this is the round we give you a chance to pick, right? So between players, coaches, historical facts, what category do you want to go with?
And it will be just 5 questions.
Just 5 questions. Yeah.
I feel like with coaches, because we had one coach who lasted too long, if you go before him, I'll struggle. But and then players, you've had so many players. Instead of historical facts. This is actually interesting. Let's do historical facts. Let's see what you guys have.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's daring. In my mind, I was thinking you go with players. So that's why I asked for your top 5 players because I was warming you up for that category, right? To give you a chance to
I mean, honestly, I guess I'm just curious, more so to test myself than getting it right. I'll say I'm just very curious to see what questions you have and if I actually know or not. So let's see.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get into it. I mean, you might actually get all of them, to be honest. Okay, first question doesn't seem like a difficult one. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson retired in what year?
How can I forget this year? Since that's the last year I won Premier League title, man. That is the year 2013. You've not won the title since 7 years.
That's good. I mean, it's sad for you guys, but I mean, good for us. That you guys
no, you join us.
Good for you or good for Man City?
Don't worry, he will join us soon. Liverpool was great.
But honestly, I'm kind of scared. This is our new coach, though. But that's a different topic aside. Only go Wow, no name coach that Ten Hag has multiple times in the league is who is coming to the Premier League for Ten Hag to come and beat him again. God. Anyways, that aside, let's get to the next question. Okay, three players have won the Ballon d'Or between 1962 and 1968. Is that true or false?
For Man United?
For Man United, yeah.
1962 and 1968.
Yeah. 1962 and 1968. You guys had 3 players that won the Ballon d'Or. Is that true or not?
Funny enough, I can only recall one, which is best. But after best, who has won the Ballon d'Or? I definitely think 3 is It sounds like his three is right there, but I don't think it's true. I think it may be 2 or 1, but I don't think it is 3. That's my answer. So
You think it's not a fact? It's a lie?
I think it's false. Yeah.
It's false. It's actually true. There
This
are
is
actually 3 players. Yeah,
Yeah.
you mentioned one of them though. Best. So Law won in 1964, Charlton in 1966, and Best in
Charlton. Okay, so
1968.
okay. So I forgot about Law. I knew Charlton was potential. I didn't know what period, but Law. Okay, makes sense. I thought it was too cool. That's fair. That's good to know. That's good to know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you did well though. Actually, you were close. You were close.
You
So
tried, yeah.
tried. Actually, tried. I didn't even think you would know any of the people.
Nah.
In my mind, you're not getting the question at all, but you did well. You did well. So you guys changed your name to Manchester United in what year?
Hey, maybe I should have known the players. So now this is what year is a serious one. Okay. Do I get possible answers or?
Okay, let me give you options. To be fair, I mean this will be difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
If you said the name,
Like,
I think you're going to be asking what is
yeah,
our former name, then but the years is
the year is a bit tough. Okay, let me give you options. I will give you 1907,
okay.
right?
Mhm.
1919
Okay.
and 1902.
The way you separated that 19 so far away is very tempting. Like, is that what it's calling? But when you were Newton Heat, okay, let me think about it. How far back can I even go? Because if Ferguson came like almost 30 years, we the European League. When did football become football? I'm trying to think of the World War and stuff because wait. I just realized something. Wasn't the February Munich thing 1904? I think that was 04. So if that was 04, then we have to be Man United before then. I think this is a tough one, but I somehow think no. Wait, what am I saying? Sorry, the Munich Air Crash was 1994. Okay. Anyway, my final answer, which this is complete guess because I generally don't know, will be let's go 1990.
That's actually wrong. It's actually 1902.
It was
I thought he was going to say 1902.
I thought it was. I know. I was thinking you would say 1902. So you were, yeah, the way you were breaking it
because
down, I
that's
was
the-
like,
Close. Yeah.
was close.
you were
that
very
was the- that
close.
was- it was just because the way you gave like that random 90. I'm like, is that a reason? But like I said, like, I was
yeah,
trying
I
to
figured
think-
it out.
anyway, Carl. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
but that
sense.
was cool. That was cool. I mean, so far, you know, I just have to comment on one thing. Like, you, regardless of the fact whether you're getting the questions or not, it just shows that you have a lot of knowledge of the club. Legit. Like the way you go far back and talk about stuff, I think is something we should mention.
That one is painful. I can't lie. That one is painful. The other one, cool. This one is painful, but it's fine.
Okay, let me ask you this one. Who is the longest serving captain for you guys for Manchester United? Longest serving captain.
This is another question, interesting question, because technically longest serving player should be, at least most games played was Giggs, but he wasn't captain obviously the entire time. I've also had shots with Brian Robinson, if that's his name. I can't first. Yeah, Robinson. Longest. Okay, can you tell me how long the person was captain for? Was that too much?
I don't know how long the person was captain for. I would have told you, but I don't know how long. I myself, I don't know.
If we told you, you would get the person, you get the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we give you options, I feel like you get.
No, definitely not options. It's more so like I just want to know how long the person was captain for, because obviously people join the club and they're not captains and they're like, whatever. So I was just trying to think about that. But I guess the more straightforward answer, just because obviously he was in the club for the longest, and he's definitely been. He was captain obviously till he retired, which was around 2013 or 2012.
Should I give you an option?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate it.
Okay, give me options.
It's between the two people you mentioned just now.
Yeah.
They'll think
That's
harder.
good. That's good. It's between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely between the two of them. So the thing is, like, obviously, Giggs
And you
was
mentioned something that would have given you the answer, but you diverted away. So that's the
You
best
kind
I
of
can do.
deflected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah.
Okay, then I have to go with the more quote unquote rational answer, which is like the guy was there longer, so he should be the captain longer. But you guys are not even giving me facial reaction to him.
You're not going to get facial.
You trying to read our face.
You know those ones when you say something, then the person will change their face. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing straight ahead. He said I said something. Now you're making me think. He said I said something which is not giving me the answer. I'm diverting away.
Yeah. If you should we tell him what he said? Because I feel like we should tell him
No.
what he said.
If you tell him,
To give him the answer, yeah.
That's just good. Okay. Because let me think one more time. As I said, Giggs was the longest tenured player, but like Byron Robson has always I've always heard the term that he was like
longest serving captain.
Yeah, not player, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, I think I was gonna say Giggs, but I think I've always heard Byron Robson, so I'll go with that.
That's
Is that your
correct.
final answer?
Yeah,
I already said that's correct. So I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, I think as you said,
is that your final answer? That would have confused him even more. I should have let you ask him.
Yeah.
I should have let you ask him, is that your final answer?
Once I probably would have stuck with it just because I feel like as you guys were trying to obviously say like not player, coach, or like captain. I was like, okay, yeah. Giggs was there longer, but he definitely wasn't captain till like
Giggs was longest serving player.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. All right, cool. Back at least get some correct.
That was actually good. Okay, this one might be a little hard, right? So I'll give you options because this one is year, right? So year is very tricky. So when was Manchester United originally founded? Right? What year?
Man United, the club before it even was
club.
As a
club
before
as a club itself before it was even Manchester United. When was that originally founded? So do you want me to give you options or you already know the year?
Please, yes, please.
You give you options, okay. So
Should I give him options?
I would like to give him options in increments of 10 years so that he doesn't say I'm putting too close. So I'll give you options in increments of 10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1858. No, let me run that back. Is that increments? So that's increments of 10 years. Okay. 1858, 1868, and 1878.
So now there was one answer which was in my head before you guys started talking, which was 1849 for some reason. I don't know why 1849 was in my head. I
was totally off.
But the good thing is,
I was actually totally off. 1858.
78. 58, 68, 78. Can I ask one more? I already answered this question, so technically it's not a clue. But when did you say we changed to Man United? 1902, correct? We became Manchester United.
Yeah.
So we became Manchester United in 1902. We are Newton before that. When will how long will the club want to be there before they change again? And again, maybe I didn't even know there was one before Newton hit. We said 58, 68, 78.
Increments of 10 years, so at least
no separation.
It doesn't feel like I put them close together.
Oh God.
My God.
If I get this one wrong, I think I'll be okay with it, but I think it should be this just because I feel like that if it was 58, that's almost if I'm not saying that, I'm just saying like if it was 58, that means you would have been. Ooh, have you had any anniversaries recently? That will help because have we? No, it can't be 58 because if it was 58 when 2024, that means you should be hitting 70 years. Hey, sorry, 200. Wait, what was it? 200. Now man is doing math.
Let him calculating in his head.
Oh man, doing math. Okay. Let me figure
this
out.
is actually a very difficult question, though. It's actually very difficult.
I think it is, but I feel like I'm just trying to be rational about it. Yes, I know myself. My first answer was 49, but that was just something that was in my head. Now the options.
At least you got the 18, so you got the century.
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
what 18 for sure. Yeah. So now it's like, I'm generally thinking about it. Even though I went that far back, I don't think the club has been existing for that long. And I'm kind of like drawing closer to the latter number, which is 78, because I feel
Is
like
that
I'm
your
just gonna,
final answer?
no, I'm still
Wait, give him some time.
I'm still trying to do process of elimination. Okay, more seriously, I think 58 is a bit far back, which again obviously could be, but I feel like it's a bit far back. 68, 78 are what I'm swinging for.
All right.
And just because like I feel like the club hasn't, like, to my knowledge at least, and like, you know, those anniversaries that come about been existing for this long, blah blah. 78 kind of like makes it more sense because you've not been close. Obviously, you're in 2024, which is 54 years away from 78. So yes, that is my final answer. 1878.
Final answer. You'll be
Oh,
surprised.
what is final answer?
No, what is
You're really,
confirm if that's his final answer?
you're really trying to.
I mean, look, I think as you're asking this, obviously, you're definitely putting messages in my
You're
head.
putting
But
doubts in his head.
out of my head, yeah, for sure. Which I think I'll stick with it, man. I'll stick with 78, yeah.
All right, that's correct.
Oh wow, okay. So this guy's trying to push you.
That's actually cool. That's legit. You actually did well. You actually did well.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
good.
that was a very good round. Actually,
That 19
80
was
points.
Historical facts.
Yeah,
That's
the hardest
How many
one.
points? Yeah, how many points?
Totally 65.
Okay.
That was more than half. Wow,
Okay.
and you did historical
The
facts.
1902 is still scaring me, but we'll come back to that later. Because I was like, because the Munich Air disaster was it 94, right? And I know we did like so many anniversaries. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, but before we get to the next round, let me ask you this question: How did you become a Manchester United fan? Like, what was your? Everybody has their. Because I asked my brother once how he became a Chelsea fan, and you know.
What was your first? Can you remember your first game?
Your first year as a fan.
It would definitely be a bit hard to remember my first game. I definitely remember one of my more memorable games, which I'll get to. But I think before I even answer how I became a Man United fan, my journey as a football fan is interesting enough. So, as the audience doesn't know, I'm actually Ghanaian. I'm originally from Ghana, and as natural as it gets, you look for someone who's from your country, so you start supporting them. So, actually, my first ever club I supported was Chelsea, because of Michael Essien.
And I mentioned Kingsley. I mentioned this in off the pod. I said most fans always start with a different club.
Yeah,
like I mentioned, I said I was first a Liverpool fan before I became a Chelsea fan.
Me too. I was a Chelsea fan before I became a Liverpool fan, actually.
Yeah.
So definitely Michael Essien was doing his thing in Chelsea. Everybody was talking about him in Ghana, so it made sense. That's what like the first thing I was really exposed to. And the next one, because I was actually a different fan before I became a United fan, which is funny in my regard, is I became an Arsenal fan for a very short period.
Oh God.
Very short period.
Thank God you left.
Good you left. Emotional distress.
One player, and I was actually a player kind of focused. I wasn't like on the team. I was like, if I see someone I like, I'll
like.
All right. When Adebayo did that thing versus Man City, when he scored his goal against Man City, we went back to the fans to celebrate. I was like, this Adebayo guy is different. So I was before even that scenario. I was an Arsenal focused about Adebayo. I was like, this guy is legit. Like, this guy plays serious ball, whatever. Then, as I said, I became a United fan in 2007 because of, in my opinion, the greatest player to walk the earth, Cristiano dos Santos Aveiro Ronaldo. You see this man
we can argue on that, but not on
we can argue if he's the greatest ever to walk the earth. I don't know.
Not on this.
Okay, I'll make an argument. I was just saying, to be doing it, he's almost 39. Yes, he's in Saudi.
Yeah, he's
still doing what he's doing.
Else, yeah.
And Saudi actually is a more competitive league than MLS.
To
be honest. It's actually very competitive. So
to answer your other question, so the first game I properly remember, and I only remember this because of it was literally the day before my birthday, which is May 21st, 2008, was that final Chelsea, which was a crazy game. I was literally crying when Ronaldo missed that penalty because he scored during the game. Then equalizer came in for Lampard. Then Drogba get red card at the end of the extra time. I'm just saying this so Andy can remember, so he can go through the emotions again.
Terrible moments. That
You
John
know,
Terry miss still brings
it
heartache.
was
Yeah, yeah,
messed up because Drogba would have
Yeah,
taken that penalty if he didn't get that red card.
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So John Terry missed, but Ronaldo missed before, which even gave John Terry the opportunity. Then Van
Mm.
Dijk saves Anelka. And yeah, so it was the day before my birthday. When Ronaldo missed, I was crying. But when we won, at least my birthday cake was a Man United cake. Yeah, so definitely going to be my
Wow,
most memorable moments as a fan for sure.
wow. That's legit. That's legit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we've gotten into the
I'm not,
extra time round.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to say something.
No. I'm just saying extra time.
Okay, okay.
Feggy time.
So we're
Let's
going
call it Feggy time. Let's do
Peggy
that.
time, yeah.
So this arguably is going to be our hardest round,
Is
but
it?
arguably is going to be hard. But anyway, I feel like the last round was pretty difficult, to be honest. If you could beat that round, I think you
You
do it.
did well. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This round, the points are heavier. So if you get the questions correct, you get like more points than the
Okay.
different rounds. So
Okay.
yeah.
This one, yeah.
All right. So, but the only thing is this round, there's no multiple choice. So is
Great.
if it's year, what is the year? What is the year? I'm not giving 10-year increment. No. You know the year or you don't know the year. That's how it works. Okay.
All right. Fair.
Legit,
And it's
legit.
5
Let's start.
questions too.
5 questions too as well. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's start. What season did Man U win the treble?
Okay. I mean, we won the trouble multiple times. I'm saying we've only won it once. And to my knowledge, right, we should be the only English team to win the treble. At least the original treble, which obviously
Mm.
Champions League, Premier League, and the FA Cup. And that is a year which most fans. I wasn't actually born when that happened, but to answer the question, it was 1999.
So that's the 1999 season. All right, that's correct.
Right.
Okay, so now the Dash era was tragically cut short.
The Dash era.
Mm.
Era is an interesting word because it was cut short.
Tragically
Yes,
cut.
definitely referring to the Munich disaster, but I think just of what the era was called is interesting because I don't know if people refer to it as the era, because obviously that's when Sir Charlton like most of the players and like on the Munich disaster, but what era was it called? That's a very interesting one. That's actually very interesting. Dash era was tragically cut short. No,
The nice thing about these questions is like you don't actually have a time, so you could think, take your time and think.
yeah, for sure. But I feel like what's throwing me off is the term era. I feel like if the question was like I mean, obviously if you ask the year, that's a different thing. Or if you ask like what was significant about that period, which I guess is the same as era, but I don't think I know this one.
So, but you know the year?
Now you've asked that, it's a sticky one.
No, I'm just asking. No, it's not the question, but I'm just asking if you know the year.
Yes. So, if I'm not mistaken, it's February 4th, 19. Wait, why am I tripping out? Because I'm thinking it's going to sound crazy. I'm thinking it was 1904 or 1994 for some reason. Because I think when you ask me all these questions about,
Yeah.
so that's thrown me off. And if I'm thinking, wait, why has that thrown me off completely? Because
That's why this is called extra time.
yeah,
tough.
because
It's hard.
it's completely thrown me off. Okay, so Bobby Charlton wasn't playing for Man United in 1994, so it cannot be 94. So I will go. I don't know if I can go far back as 04. I think February 4th. Oh, we did an anniversary recently. What? Ah, God. Now I'm thinking
Just say
704.
what is on your mind. You might be
Oh, the
correct.
year. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Just say
say
what is on your mind. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the era or the year, like just throw it out there.
Doesn't matter. There are other questions that you could get.
yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna say any of the answers I gave already. I was gonna say, okay, I think it's it was February 4th, 1960. All right, cool. I'll just say 1904. It's probably wrong, but I was just gonna say, like, in terms of the era, I was gonna say, like, I was thinking wasn't the Busby Babes era, because I think that was more recent. So I was thinking before that as well. So I was gonna say 1904, but that's probably wrong. But that's my
Is that your
answer.
final answer?
I mean, my other answer would have been 1964 or something, but that's more of a guess than even like a rational calculation, I'll say. So I think I'll take the L on this one. So yeah, that's my final
Okay.
answer.
It was actually the Busby Babes era.
Oh wow, okay.
Imagine saying the answer, I say that nah, it cannot be the answer. Like when you mentioned it, I was like, guy, that's the answer. But you're like, no, that cannot be this answer.
Oh my god, that's crazy. What year was it again?
But, yeah?
What year was it?
What?
Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
1958.
1958.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So it was a
Skip
Unique
the
age
next
after.
skip the next question.
Oh, I should skip the next question.
Yeah.
Oh, why? It's too easy.
Just skip it.
Ah.
It's too easy. It's too easy. Skip that one.
You think it's easy? Okay.
There are more
Let
interesting
me,
ones.
All right,
okay, let me
cool.
skip that question. Okay, let me ask you this
Damn,
one.
what's
I mean,
your answer?
you've been to Old Trafford, right? I mean, you mentioned that I asked you like how it was last time. So the question is actually about Old Trafford. So what is the capacity of Old Trafford? How many fans?
Okay, this is interesting because the number changed recently, and I'll break it down in a way. I
Exact
think
number. We need the exact number.
okay, cool. I'll say this before, and I'm saying like I don't know how many years ago it was. I know it used to be 72,000. I know that almost like for a fact. But and you know, at the end of the game, they always say the numbers. If I don't remember correctly, the end of that game I was there, they said something along the lines of 75,000 something. Like it was around like a random figure, but it was like
Yeah.
75, blah blah blah. So obviously I know the number changed, and obviously they just basically increased the capacity. So if the answer today, what is the number?
Should we?
And
Okay, wait. And the one question: should we give him exact number, or should we do how close he is to the right number? So if he's like maybe
closest like
If it's
500.
close,
1,000 close, 1,000 far.
if it's close by 500, you should give him actually.
Close
Okay.
by 500.
So if you're
Okay.
close by 500, we give you. Yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
because
cool.
it's difficult to know
Yeah.
the figure.
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus
Okay.
500, we give you. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think I can go with this answer, which hopefully is correct, because if I was to nail it, if you asked me to nail it on the head, I would have gone 77,000. But because you are giving me this buffer, I'll just be smarter and play a hopefully safer play and go 76,500 so that
Oh my god.
it's
That's
7,000
funny.
or it's
Are you
76,000.
sure you want to say 76,500? Wait.
Wait, oh, what if it's
I thought you
77,500?
mentioned 75 before. What happened in 75?
The 75 was the capacity. I remember like when I went, it was high. It was higher than
And was he
75.
packed? When he said we are
Yeah,
at
it
75,000, was he
definitely
packed?
packed. It was definitely packed. Yeah, it was definitely packed. It was like I feel like honestly most of the games are always packed. Like sometimes I don't know how they calculate it because people buy tickets and resell, so that's a whole different thing. But so now you're telling me 75. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I might be wrong, and it might be the same thing like me saying Busby be era, and I said no. But 75s. Why now you said 75? I'm thinking, could it be 75? I feel like it's higher than 75. I think Arsenal or Liverpool have like 74, and I know obviously we already asked this question. United has the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I think that 75 was to throw me off. I'll stick with the 76,500.
Final
That's
answer.
your final answer.
Final.
This is our last chance. Think about it well. Is this your final answer?
You've told me off because now obviously 75 is in my head, which for some reason I think is more to throw me off. I'm still thinking 77 for some reason because I think we're a bit bigger. And I don't know how low we can get after that because it definitely is less than 75 for sure. Or is it 74?
Can go as low as 45. That's Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. We're a bigger club than that, you know? That's for the small boys. Oh, but seriously, this is tricky now. I feel like you spun me here. I can't lie. You spun me here. But
Just pick a number.
Yeah,
There are a lot of interesting
don't
questions.
overthink it, to be honest. Like,
yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick. I think it's 77, so I'm going 76,500. If it's not, charge it.
Okay, all right. So that's way more than 500, right? So that's wrong. It's actually 74,310.
The 75 was actually close.
It was actually very close. So
Really?
we're not trying to throw you
Wait,
off.
okay. Are we sure? Okay, I'm not obviously. I don't want to question it, but I feel like it has gone up. Really interesting. Okay, interesting. Okay, wow. Okay. I would have definitely not guessed that. If I was to guess, that would have not come into.
But 75 was quite close. 75 was quite close.
Okay,
it was close. So next question. This should be a bit. It should not be as hard as the last one, I feel. The United Trinity refers to the trio of George Best, Dennis Law, and who else? I feel like he has mentioned this person's name all through.
Simon Charlton.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's your final answer. That's my final answer. I'm not going to overthink this.
I should not have said anything. I should have kept quiet.
No, I was thinking Arthur for sure, but I was thinking, who else could it be? I was like, no, what do you mean, who else could it be? So, nah, that's my answer.
Okay, that's correct. All right, so this is the last. This is the last question.
I need to make up for that Busby Babes era question.
Don't worry, our next round you have time to make up for it. We'll give you another round. You have time to make up for it. So this question is our last question. This should be easy as well. Shouldn't be too bad. Name two players. So we mentioned like some of the best players came from a certain class. That was the 92 class. So name two players from the class of 92.
Okay. So what you see, man, as you put so much years in my head today. Man has miscalculated so much today. So like, who was even in this 92 again? But I'm just gonna think of like those who even won that 99 and like think, okay, some of those players did come from that 92 class.
Are you sure of that?
I mean, guy, how else now? Because if these are class of, the class of 92, right, was because these guys, at least to my knowledge, unless I'm wrong, was these guys, that's when they mostly either joined or came through the ranks, right? It could have been like when they won anything. It's more so like when they joined, right? Isn't that what the class of 92 is?
I can't really tell you that. If I tell you that, I'm giving you the answer.
Really? Okay. Then I guess I miscalculated here because really? Okay.
Wow. What was the question you asked?
I was asking like the class of 92, are they known because of what they did in that year or what they
all of the above?
When they joined.
I think all of the above.
All of the above. Yeah.
Yeah, because remember we said like some of the great players came from the class of 92, right? So correct. It's like it kind of includes all of the above if you think about
everything, yeah.
I feel like this one you should not overthink it. I think you should not
Don't
overthink it.
overthink it. Just
The problem is
Yeah.
my brain has gone everywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Class of 92. Class
Mhm.
of 92.
Just think of some great players and think and just reason back when with those great.
Okay,
Those
can I do
players.
this? Can I give one answer, then you tell me if it's right or wrong? And I'll take the second one, I'll just make it correct.
this is really easy. Don't
It's actually
overthink
easy.
it.
It's actually really easy.
Just
Like
mention
All
your
right,
mind.
cool.
And, yeah.
He's been in my mind, even though I feel like he's a bit younger than the way I'm calculating this, but I'm gonna go with this sounds so bad, but Gary Neville, right? As a one choice. These reactions, I was trying to get reactions.
don't look at his reaction. Don't look at his reaction. Think.
All right, cool.
He might
And
be trying
then
to throw you off. Focus on what you're doing. Yeah.
And then the second one, which I don't even know if he was in that class, if he's correct, was fuck. Gary Neville, and I don't think he was in that class. Paul Scholes. Probably wrong, but that's my answer.
And those are your final answers.
This final answer thing, guy.
We have to ask.
Wait, I know I'm confident in Gary Neville, which even may be wrong, but for Scholes, I feel like he wasn't. I even think like Phil Neville was there as compared to Scholes. Because I know his brother was there as well. I'm even thinking like Beckham. Guy, this is a tough one. Sticky. Why two? Give me like, okay, why does it do like four? Then if I give two correct.
I think give your
Just give
your
two.
All right, cool. Gary Neville, and I'll stick with School. I'll go with Beckham. I'll switch to Beckham from School. So Gary Neville and Beckham.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, yeah. Also, we're thinking it because
everyone you mentioned, they are part of 92.
Yeah, everyone you mentioned with part.
David Beckham, Rand Giggs, Paul Scholes.
You see the funny thing? Okay,
there are many of them.
It kind of threw me off because when I was looking at the 1990s, I was trying to think of the 1999 squad. Obviously, there was Solskjaer, there was Cantona. No, not Cantona. There was Beckham. There was I think these Scholes. I don't think Scholes was even there in that game.
Scholes was there.
But did he play this? Did he play that final? I don't know if he played, but maybe he did. But essentially, I was just trying to think of it. And when I was thinking of Solskjaer and how much older Solskjaer is compared to the others, it kind of like threw me off. Like, okay, but yeah. Cool. Calm.
Cool. I mean,
you've done well
so far.
Yeah,
well, how many points in that round?
You got 45 points in extra time. So now you're at 100.
That's 100.
Yeah.
Wow. Legit.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not even sure he needs the shootouts.
He doesn't need the shootout, man. You can end the game, man.
Extra time. He came back.
Let's do for the band.
If he wants to do the shootout, that's fine.
It's up to you if you want to do the shootout. It's 30
let's
seconds.
do it.
We'll give you 30 seconds to answer we'll give you 30 seconds to answer as much questions as you can. Right.
Okay.
I'll actually share my screen for this one.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then
let's
show you. Alright, just give me a second.
I can't lie. The Busby Race era and the 1902 will scar me forever. But we'll live with that for another day.
No, but he did. Honestly, he did well. He did well in that round.
Well,
He actually did really good in that round. So, all right, let me just give me a second. It's taking me a minute to share screen. But let me see. Yeah, but if you did not want, let me ask you a question while I'm trying to figure out the screen share and everything. If you don't want Ten Hag to be your coach next season, what coach would you pick in place of Ten Hag?
And that is the question. That's someone
Thomas
actually.
Tuchel.
That was the only answer that anybody can give us today. Or the other one is unrealistic because I don't think he'll come, which is Zidane. So it's like, if Zidane wanted to come, please, Zidane is number one. But I don't think he wants to come even learn English. Apparently, he's been learning classes, but I don't think it's for Man United. So if
Zidane doesn't know English.
No, I mean, apparently, like he was taking lessons. Yeah, apparently, like his English is not as good. It's like he can speak it, but it's not like coaching level English, to my knowledge at least. Because He learned Spanish when he was in Spain, but French, obviously he's French. But anyway, yeah. So my answer would be Tuchel if we have to let Ten Hag go. Obviously we know what he did with Chelsea in his short period.
Yeah.
I think people obviously are looking at what he's done with Bayern this year and like, wait, you couldn't win the league with Bayern. They've won it 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Bayern Leverkusen is having a crazy year. Look at today; they didn't even lose. Like, they cannot lose. Like, they don't know how to lose. You understand? So they are having a crazy year. So you can't like blame him. It's almost like what Leicester did that how many years ago now. So it's like you can't really.
Yeah, and that's like a once in a couple seasons type of thing that we see this type of thing happening. You know.
So I think Tuchel is definitely respectable. Obviously, Bayern is still in the Champions League facing Madrid. So I feel like he's still having a decent enough season. And just because of what he's done already in the Premier League, I feel like he has that experience which can help us. I'm worried about what it will mean for our playing style again, because I feel like the biggest issue with Man U over since Ferguson left was we've had so many different coaches with different playing styles. We had Van Gaal, who was playing. Di Maria has left wing back. We had Solskjaer, who plays counter attack. We have Ten Hag, who plays. I don't even know what he plays.
I'm not sure what he plays. Yeah.
So
Ten Hag, is he not a like defend and then counter type coach? Is it not something
I think
similar?
it's more sort of a Man U thing because I don't think that's how they're playing Ajax. Ajax was not like that.
It's attacking, they were attacking side, but
More
he doesn't
attack.
have the players. Yeah.
To do what he wants to do. So you actually think that Ten Hag is being limited by the players that he has, and if he had better players, he could actually do better for United?
For sure. I think. I mean, I know it's an easy pick out, but first of all, United has had bad year with season, like with injuries. Like 70, like we've had total of 68 different incidents where players have been injured. And even today, McTominay went down again. And the core people in that is Martinez, who was our best player last season, who is not there. That's why our defense is leaking more than anything, right? Then you have up top. Marshall has not showed anything, but I guess there's no options when it comes up top because it's always the standard Garnacho, Anthony, or even Rashford, then Højlund. We didn't have any other option there. And then when it comes to the midfield, Menu has broken out. If Menu hadn't broken out, think of what the midfield would look like. There's no one there.
I know. So, we did. You have Amrabat that can barely run 12 yards without like.
Exactly. So he definitely hasn't had the players for sure. But that's also somewhat his fault because he brought Anthony for 100 million. He spent money on Mount. Martinez was a good purchase. Casemiro, in my opinion, did what he had to do. He's just older now.
What do you think about Onana?
The Onana purchase was, at the time, was what everybody was talking about. Whereas, like, bringing a ball-playing goalkeeper to, spread out the play. And obviously, he had a great season with Inter in the Champions League. So everybody was like, okay, Onana is on top. I don't think it was a bad decision to buy him.
He's improved a lot.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
He's actually improved.
But it would have been good if there was competition.
And that's my point. We should have never let go of David De Gea.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. De Gea
that would have made him better. Yeah,
because then both of them are on their toes every time. We've seen it happen so many times with Man City. They have like two. Like it's normal to have two very good players fighting
first and second. Yeah,
first and second. So that's the only thing I would have done with the Onana thing. Keep De Gea, put more pressure on him because when he first came, he was just chilling. Now, as he said, he's way better. But he still cost us 2 goals in the last 2 games because he caused the penalty today and he caused the other goal for Sheffield last weekend. So he's still getting better, but his saving is definitely better.
Yeah, I think he's a very good keeper. But yeah, so when the shootout around, we have 30 seconds. We'll ask you questions, like as much questions as you can, answer as much as you can within 30 seconds. All right. So the questions are not really difficult, right? They're actually really straightforward. It's just a test of speed, right? It shouldn't be too crazy. All right, so okay, just let me know when you're ready to go, and then I'll just hit the timer and then we go.
All right, ready.
You ready? All right, let's go. Okay, complete the following: Manchester
United.
All right, bend is like
Beckham.
Okay, CR
7.
All right, so those are the 3. And let me ask you another question. Manchester United have won Premier League titles.
13 2020 Premier League titles.
Eric Cantona played for Man U. True or false?
True.
They were never called Manchester United at the Eric Cantona. Oh, 10 seconds is done. 10 seconds is done.
I mean, if you start the
done.
question, you have to finish it now.
10 seconds is done. It's done, man. It's done. That's how it was. But that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, actually, you actually did well.
Right, yeah.
So let's
Got
get
an extra
the
15 points.
extra 15. Wow.
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah.
So let's get the
That's
total
cool.
the total points he got. How many did he get in total?
Total 125.
Wow.
That's really good.
Legit. If I had some music, I'll be playing it right now because
we'll take it. I mean, as you said, I've been a fan.
for
My fan since what started 7, so almost 20 years. Jesus, this club has scarred me for that long. Anyway, so I
but
had
you were there in the good times, though. You had the good.
Bro, that's the thing. Now, you see, Man United fans are like we've seen so much good times that it's very hard to go through this period and
To accept
that. Because the truth is, we're not a big club. Let's be honest. If we change, if our name was in Manchester United, right, and we look at the league table, most people teams would be fine with that. Most teams would say, we are Sith. Like an Aston Villa, yes, they're having a breakout season this year, but most of the time they'll take Sith. Everton will take Sith. Like Southampton, like you know what I mean? Like it's a very mid-table.
Even Chelsea now will take 6th.
And you guys almost took it, so I was even scared. But you guys went to so that's the differentiation. But anyway, so the point is like Man U going through this transition period. Nobody knows how long it will be because it's already been 11 years. Yes, we've won titles in between. We've won Europa League, we've won FA Cup, we've won Carabao. But we all know the main thing is the Premier League and the Champions League. When next we win it, God knows. I think we will need one of two things. Definitely probably a different coach, but more so of a generational signing. I think United in the last few years, you signed like the Varans, the Casemiros, who are great players in their prime, but they're outside of their prime now. We need someone who's in their prime now, which, as I said, Kane would have been a very easy pick to go to, even though he's a bit older. But yeah, so for now, I'll have to go through it. I'll definitely say my emotions have slowed down every time I'm watching the game. Sometimes I'm just watching it, I'm like,
you don't take it personal. That's me. That's me right now. Don't take it personal.
Bro, I used to cry because of this club. Like, come on, that Aguero thing. You know how that thing scarred me for life. Come on now. So now, as a fan, you have to be seen enough.
Valid, man. I thank you for coming, man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
For coming on the board. I appreciate it. You guys follow DD analysis. He's killing things with sports analysis and predictions and everything. So thank you guys for joining our live. And that's it.
Thanks, man. Thanks guys for having it. You guys are doing your thing. Football Kings to the moon for real. Yeah, man. Shit. Hopefully, I definitely wish I got more points, but we'll see. We'll see what we do with it.
I mean, over 100 points was good.
You did well.
It was really good.
I want to 150. You know, as a Man United fan, you always try for more.
Well, you came back in extra time. He came back in extra time.
Yes. Thank you.